This channel is proudly sponsored by Dead Tree Studios, the publishers and developers of Dames of Asstoria, a tabletop RPG where you play as monster girls, experiencing high adventure in a world that doesn't fully accept them. They have recently released the Whispers of Copperridge adventure module. Definitely check it out, you will find all of the links in the description and in the pinned comment. And the Red Room Publishing. Please check out the link to their store for exclusive tabletop RPG products. They have recently released the Wretched Armageddon, Dark World War II setting. You will find the link also in the description and in the pinned comment. Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring the Fabula Ultima core rulebook. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this tabletop role-playing game that attempts to represent the situations that you would see in a Japanese video game RPG, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about Prologues. Fabula Ultima places great emphasis when it comes to collaborative world building. So the Prologues are all about that. The early part of your first session will be dedicated to a prologue, which is composed of a few scenes that introduce the protagonists and tell us where they began, their origins. Now in this section, like in many other sections, the author contradicts himself constantly. It says here, once you get past the prologue, your adventures are supposed to evolve in a natural way. The player characters choose objectives and make choices, and the game master presents obstacles and challenges for them to overcome, while also populating the world with new creatures and characters. Yes, and you cannot do any of that if you are constantly telling a story. If the players are taking control of the non-player characters, just like the game master is not going to take control over the player characters, the players should not take control over the non-player characters. You also cannot accomplish any of that, especially when it comes to risk and danger, if your characters cannot die. If the game master needs permission from the players to kill the characters because of the hazards and the enemies that they go into and they get carelessly killed perhaps. And then we have information that says, once you have built the starting premise together, you can all slip into your roles. Each player takes control of their character. I'm going to put emphasis on that again. Each player takes control of their character. This is what the author wrote. And it says here, and the game master takes control of the rest of the game world. This author sucks. Emmanuel Galletto is a terrible role player. Abysmal, terrible. And then he uses all of those examples where the players take control of the non-player characters. Oh, I go into the airship and I kill this non-player character. This non-player character reacts in this other way and I kill him. One of the biggest errors of Fabula Ultima is that it wants to be a storytelling game, but presents itself as a tabletop RPG. One of my viewers, I don't know if he or she wanted me to share his or her name, but one of them in my previous videos, that viewer also agrees, it's trying to be a storytelling game, but it presents itself taking so many parts from any other tabletop RPGs. So it is nonsensical. This is not to say that Fabula Ultima is not a game that cannot be enjoyed as a tabletop RPG. It's just that the horrible explanations put so many obstacles, especially when it comes to a beginner role player. That person is going to find so many obstacles in order to play Fabula Ultima as an actual tabletop RPG. So it is quite awful. You also have an optional rule to establish starting bonds from the very start. Not during the adventures. Of course, you can also find or establish bonds during your adventures and campaigns, but here you have an option to create some connections or links between non-player characters and player characters from the very start. Then you have different sets of tables in order for you to determine the origin of the group. Maybe you choose the brought together by fate origin. Perhaps you are all traveling aboard the same vessel or transport, or as part of the same caravan, when suddenly you are attacked. Why are you traveling as part of this group? Who or what is attacking you? What do they seek? You also have the origin of guardians. During a ceremony before your departure, a dark force suddenly reveals itself. The life of the Chosen One is in danger. What is this dark power? Why was the Chosen One left unprotected? Did someone betray you? And these are just a few of the questions, of the premises that you can randomly generate. You also have other tables such as Heroes of the Resistance, Revolutionaries, Seekers. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about experience and levels. So this section is good when it comes to establishing how the player characters came together, their general purpose, etc. But as always, the explanations are awful, simply awful. The Walking Dead tabletop RPG had the first place for the worst explanations. But as I further explore Fabula Ultima, I think they are tied. When it comes to the worst role-playing game explanations concerning roleplay, actually role-playing in a tabletop RPG, it is definitely tied between Fabula Ultima and the Walking Dead universe tabletop RPG. Thank you for watching this part of the review. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel through PayPal or DirectRPG, the information will be in the description and in the pinned comment. This has been Abraham El Jaguar, a professional game master. If you want me to run a game for you, please check out the pinned comment as well. And remember, roleplay solves everything. Once again, thank you and see you later.